Hello and welcome to episode 59 of our Timberborn Update 5 Waterbeaver playthrough here in cycle 77, day 5. And last time we played a little bit of cleanup, a little bit of build some more industrial stuff, organize things, and today's probably going to be more of the same, hopefully, with a market increase in the production of some crucial industrial goods like metal blocks. It has been a very long time since we have had an adequate supply of those, but pretty much everything we're building requires a lot of them, and there's really not any way to make it go any faster except to go ahead and build more factories, which we could do. But if I can find these things here. Yeah, I've got 3 of these making metal blocks right now, 2 of them making drill bits. That is because we were out of drill bits, and our mines here were having a very, very hard time getting anything. If I can click on stuff, thank you. Now we do have some in stock here. We don't have a ton. We have 1 whole extra drill bit. Yeah, count them. 5 there and 6 there. So, it's going okay. But we're probably never going to have enough, to be perfectly honest with you. We can make those over here in one of these Abyss modules, which is, oh, I actually clicked on the right thing the first time. This is currently making gears, because we need a lot of gears. But, like many things, it's a slow process, because everything just takes time. But we can help it along by increasing the number of beavers that are going to be working in here. So I think that's what we're going to want to do. I'll take this up to 8. Take a look at this one, making the brain boosting salts. We also can take this one up to 6. And then this right here, this gas extractor, currently we have 15,000 hydrogen. I think we're good. Let's switch this over to methane, because we're running through that a whole lot quicker. So that should be at least a marginal help. Supplementary exploration team, exploration, there we go. How many times can I say that word incorrectly? These guys, gonna still be on pause here, because we have quite enough human relics, and we actually have a full ruins exploration as well. But I can't exactly pause this entire building now, can I? What I can do, though, is, come on, click, thank you. There's so much lag at this point. It's unbelievable. I can take this down to 2 beavers, because we are still going to be using these things, but it doesn't need to be nearly as quick. So that's going to free some up for some other activities. Of course, right here, making the nuclear waste should be top priority. And we do have 5 workers there. We have it prioritized by haulers. That's fine. This gas extractor is, in theory, supposed to be getting methane, but you know how that goes. We have right here the centrifuge turning the nuclear waste on fast mode into nuclear fuel, which we need to make additional bots and to power the nuclear reactor. So there's so much going on. It's really, really hard to keep track of everything, but we are where we are. We do have some nuclear fuel in stock for these guys to get turned into bots. By these guys, I mean all of these materials. But what we don't have is robot parts, which somehow I kind of overlooked that. They are supposed to still be making these, but guess what? Metal blocks, once again, blocking. Mind the pun there. Jeez, that's terrible. I apologize. But metal blocks are, in fact, blocking our progress there, because everything just comes back to the same several bottlenecks, and it's going to be very hard for us to make our way past that unless we are able to construct an additional factory, which we should have pretty much all the stuff for. I don't think it's going to be an issue. It's just another one of those things we've got to find out where we're going to do it. Have to have the scrap metal, which we currently do. We have to have the extra coal, which currently we actually don't. I've got to figure out how to get more of that, short of building another one of these giant drills, which is probably not going to happen. Let's see, we're making quartz right here. We need the quartz for glass, but I think we actually don't have any stocked up, because this was a process, we'll just say, to get these things going. I think the answer probably lies in more of these medium mines. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set this one to coal because, well, it was making iron, and now our iron storage is almost entirely full. So it'll help a little bit. Help just a tiny bit as we further work to optimize things. We are finally, lag, about to start building this Hollerbot standby area here. And I have committed a grievous sin in tower construction here, which is these things on the bottom, right? These multi-purpose center workspaces have a bunch of different ways beavers can get in or out of them. What I should have done is taken the Hollerbot standby area and the exercise plaza, put those things on the bottom, which, you know what? I think I want to do anyway, so they can't reach this. Take that out of there and take that out of there. Now, you never want to save and reload the game when there is not something underneath a platform, or else it's just going to be like, see ya. So, we obviously don't want that. That's what I will do. So I'll go ahead and I'll just build this thing right here. Now, the reason I did that is because this attaches here and here to the path. Or maybe it's just that one spot. I guess we'll check. Okay, no, it's there and there. But the multi-purpose center workspace can attach pretty much anywhere. So we'll do the same thing with the exercise plaza, but not before we put in another multi-purpose outdoor workspace. Say that one 5 times fast. I believe I have to set this way. Yeah, looks like it. And remember that this was making brambles, brambles before, so we're going to have it making brambles again. And this one is making metal fasteners. We have 806 of those. I am aggressively non-concerned. So what I will do instead is just place this guy right here as soon as I can actually click. Set that back to metal fasteners, but we're not going to need that for quite some time. And in its place, put the, please, actually attach to the ground. Oh, man, it is so hard to play like this. All right. Exercise plaza. Get these numbers up. These are rookie numbers. 52 well-being. In a normal playthrough, then, you know, that's pretty good. But the water beavers have a lot more stuff that they can have access to. So we definitely want to take advantage of as much of that as we can. But the hauling bot standby area is important for us to build now because we've already maxed out the other two. I'm actually going to prioritize this, even though we just have one bot waiting. We want to make sure we have every last one of these bots working to their fullest potential. The water beaver bots are only haulers, by the way, in case you forgot. They cannot do anything except haul, and they basically live forever, more or less, in terms of relative lifespan to the beavers. See if I can click on one of these. See, this is Beardbot 25. We have 42 right now. Number 25 is only down to 98% durability. If we click on here and go all the way down to the bots, Beardbot 1 is at 95% durability, and it's been several episodes since we started doing that. So, yeah, like I said, long after this series is over, these bots will still be working away happily or unhappily or with no emotion whatsoever because they're robots, and everything will be just fine. So, once this gets taken care of, everything will be good to go, and we can move on with our lives just like we were planning. So, outside of that, again, there's just so much going on. It's very, very hard to recap effectively in just a few moments, but I will try to do my best. Other things we discussed doing last episode, we didn't quite get to include elevating our pathing in the farming areas and reorganizing stuff. We have yet to get down here to get this pine tree out of here that is waiting on some ladders to get built, which, guess what? Requires metal blocks. But that's going to help us put the large farmhouse over here and give us a really nice big pumpkin area. And there was an interesting idea proposed in the comments about what to do with the irrigation lodge. And I think I've still got these things here. So what we did right here is we had a forester and we had a lumberjack's barn, and then on top of it, we've got a forestry viewing spot. So that's one of the upgrades you can build, like we've discussed a little bit before, on any of these triangular roofed buildings with this building. I think what people were trying to say is that you can actually do that with the large farmhouse. So let's find ourselves a flat spot where it's probably going to let me try this, because I am genuinely interested to see if this is going to be possible. So, if we put this, say, right here, they obviously can't reach up here, so we're not worried about it. And then we have a irrigation lodge right next door. I might have gotten the placement slightly wrong, but we're going to see what happens here. I think, is this the viewing spot upgrade? Yeah, it might not be possible with this setup, but I know the irrigation lodge does have the capability of being attached to this other thing. It just has to have the correct building next to it for this to attach to it, and I don't really know what that is. So, for those of you who thought that would be a cool idea, I appreciate it. It's entirely possible I'm just wrong in how I'm choosing to set things up, and that's just not going to work the way that I think it's going to work, but it works the way you think it's going to work, and I just don't know where that Venn diagram intersects. And that's okay. But there's still plenty of other stuff for us to be able to take care of, including, like I said, elevating the paths across farmland. A couple people said, you have so much dirt, just place dirt everywhere. Don't forget, each terrain block is 1,000 dirt, so 2,200, we have 2.2 terrain blocks. That's it. We really don't have that much dirt. And they're already putting some in here because I was going to attempt to put in some more pumpkins. So, that is what is going on over there. This lumberjack flag can be removed. And speaking of lumberjacks, another suggestion that was levied was, why don't we try to see if there's any land that is currently marked for cutting that cannot be cut because there's no more cut to cut. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? A woodchuck could chuck wood type of stuff. So, yeah, we'll just take a little bit of time to clean this up. I'll leave these marked just because they are still possessing trees. But there's plenty over here that can be removed. I guess the jury is still out on whether or not this actually improves FPS. But at this point, our frame rate is so foul. Pay no attention to the 32 in the corner, because the real number is probably about 6 or 7. Nevertheless, there are still a few... Wow, that's lag right there. There are still a few places over here that would be easy fixes. Just because, well, we're not going to be cutting anything else over here. These banana trees obviously need to be cut still. Those, in theory, probably need to be left alone. But right here, I will go ahead and take care of this. That is going to need to stay where it's at, and there we go. Yeah, see, there's little patches all over the place. And if it does actually affect the frame rate, then every little bit of this is worth getting rid of. So, figured we could take a little bit of time to do that. If nothing else, it's going to make stuff look a little bit better when I'm in this area anyway, so never a waste. Maybe a little bit superfluous in terms of effort, but I think it's going to be worth it. Alright, so we also have this area over here that was cut down. Get rid of that. Obviously, this over here is going to eventually disappear as well. I think our log situation is probably stabilized for the most part. But you know what? I think what we've accomplished here, except for this little bit, I guess there's a couple that were missed. For the most part, everything is looking pretty good. Just make sure that's taken care of. That was decidedly not. Anyway, I think that's going to be just fine for right now. We'll leave that alone and move on to the next, which, again, I really want to elevate these things over the farmland, but I need metal blocks. We have 1. We have 2. We have 1. And soon we will have none. But I got to find somewhere to put more of these factories. This engine here, we pretty much aren't ever going to need to use again, but it is only 3 blocks wide. The factories are 4 blocks wide, plus the attachment for power is a little different. So we're just going to have to find ourselves a new place. Fortunately, there's quite a lot of space over here that we can use to do whatever we choose. But I think I might want to save that for other purposes and try to find a nicer place to put one of these guys in. Now, I do have space here. I do have space here. So why don't we check and see... turn the HUD off so I can actually look at this. The power... Oh, lag. The power input on this bad boy is on the back top left, which is what we're looking at right now. I'll turn this around this way, and that is going to be in the middle of where the ladder is. But if I were to turn this around like so... lag. This will create a scenario in which I'm going to be able to put this here, have access to that right there, and then stack another one on top. Chew on that one. But yes, we have a very good opportunity here to be a lot more connected, and I think that is going to be a win for everyone involved. Right, like so. Just get that across to the doorway, and wham, bam, you do the rest. So the next challenge is going to be getting power across here, and I don't think it's going to be very hard. We're just going to have to make sure we're paying attention. Get this unhooked, turn this into a universal, which hopefully they could still reach that. Should be. Get this to a vertical to straight power shaft. Pop this across here, and then all I've got to do is come over with a platform, and then just keep getting back through here. All right, straight there. And then this one right here can be the universal. So this is going to be a great place to put this, because one of these high temperature foundries could be converted to do scrap metal. Right now this one's doing glass, this one's doing these steel saw blades, and this one is doing silicon metal ingots. But since we're in a situation where we're probably not going to need glass for a little while, I'm going to go ahead. I know we have 287 already, but I'm going to go ahead and set this guy to do scrap metal. I know we need to have more coal. We're working on it. But again, this is all about just finding ways to more effectively utilize what we have and identify things that we need to improve. So, in that regard, I think we're doing pretty well. And that first one is already up and running. Make sure that is set there, and it is. Yep, they just have to bring a lot more coal in. So, yes, I mean, I don't really know where I'm going to put it, but probably going to have to put another mechanical drill in. It takes 6 hours to get 60 coal. So 10 coal per hour, assuming this just keeps running indefinitely. We have 2 of these. So we're making 20 coal per hour. Again, assuming this works and doesn't clog up and never stops because there's no power or whatever. Plus over here, every 1.5 hours it's making 5 coal. So every hour it's making, what, 3 1/4 or whatever the math, 3.5, whatever the math works out to. So essentially just a little over 20 coal per hour. I think we're consuming a whole lot more than that. But I kind of feel like we can't support another one of these because we don't have enough drill bits. Our eternal struggle. But I think the issue is just, yeah, part of it's scrap metal because we weren't producing enough of it. So yeah, turning this high temperature foundry into a scrap metal maker can only serve to improve our station in life, so to speak. Yeah, and this is waiting on anvil, which we have, tools, which I guess technically we have. But, you know, that's part of the game, just waiting to see what we can get done. They're going to bring that stuff in, and it should not be a problem at all, which is nice to see. So, outside of that, we also, over here, started the process of making our way to the second abyss location, which it looks like they've got rid of most of these trees that we had taken care of. We'll just let this path get a little bit more connected. And yeah, they've got to get around here, and we also are going to need to stop up this mess here. Now, what we can do, this is a bad water source, so we don't want to just block it off up here because it's just going to flow right back in. So I think the best thing for us to do is going to be to just find a choke point right here. It looks like it's more or less exactly the same width for much of this. So our 2600 dirt is going to start coming in handy here when we can do terrain blocks. Remember, the way that this works is 1,000 dirt per terrain block. We have the levees, but they're only 2 blocks tall, and currently we can't use those here. We could shove a building in here if we really wanted to, but I think that's a really cheaty way of doing it. So eventually this will just turn into a contest to see who can schlep the most dirt over here and shove it in a hole. You know, the honest way of doing things. So, yeah, it's going to be a while before this is built anyway, so why don't we just go ahead, put this here. Now, I'm only doing it 2 blocks high because we can just put this right on top, and this isn't going to be tall enough anyway, because remember, all of this is flowing out. It's never going to be higher than it is right now, and this is just here because that's how tall that was. This will be, actually, if we don't care about looking ugly, which I guess at this point in life, you either have it or you don't. So we're gonna have to wait. This is also not going to work because of the aforementioned reasons. So this will have to be a regular old terrain block. But this is only 6 terrain blocks, I think. Yeah. So that's only 6,000 dirt. We're gonna get the dirt. We just have to be able to you know, get these guys over here, which is a process that takes a long time. We have not triple speeded yet, and it's 20-something minutes in here, so I know that's probably not what you're hoping to see. But you know what I'm already going to say, so I don't even have to say it. Just enjoy the process. So that'll come out. Get these set up like so. I want to make sure we can get over here as easily as possible. This doesn't need to be here, though. As a reminder, the water beavers do not have, to my knowledge, unless I've somehow missed something in the last 58.5 episodes, do not have a way to block off bad water, like everybody else in the Iron Teeth and the Folktales do. So we're just going to have to let this be this and move all that nonsense over here. It's going to take them a while to get all this taken care of, but it won't take forever. That much we know. I love it when lag causes me to click somewhere else. Thank you very much, game. I say, complaining to the game that never asked to do this and has been thrust into a situation it does not approve of. But that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I'm going to just mark all of this for deletion. And we're going to build across this way. Let's take our... you know what? That is the backside of a ladder. We can't connect to that. We can, however, connect over here. Because remember, I want to get... Oh, I got to make sure I can actually build these back here. Well, eventually we're going to want to come over here to build all this mess. Get these bramble flowers removed. And get across here. The reason I'm doing this is so I can build, hopefully, it will let me build bridges across here, which will give us another route to get over without too much fanfare. A little bit of a circuitous, annoying route, but we will be able to get over there that way. Hopefully. It's just one of those things you gotta wait for. So, hopefully... How many times have I said hopefully in the past couple minutes? They're going to take care of all of these brambles, although I really only needed to get rid of a few of them. It's fine. Life goes on. And we'll just go ahead and let them take care of that. Build our way across. And then do what we can do. Look, we got a whole army over here, man. They are just relentlessly attacking these things. Yeah, see, now I have... now I've got some space to build here. Very good. Very good. I guess I didn't really need to get rid of all of these, but I figured it would probably be in our best interest to do so. Alright, so that's going to go here. We're going to cross this 4-block gap. I would love to build something that didn't require metal blocks, but I'm not going to be able to place a 2x1 bridge on the other side here because... Wait, hold on. I totally can. Never mind. No, not there. Get out of here. Yeah, see, this is actually going to be... It's actually going to be a viable strategy. All right. I dig it. This... Oh, these need to be marked for removal immediately. Yeah, they're going to just take over absolutely everything. You got to nip that in the bud. Quite literally in the bud, because this is a plant. But I digress. Finding a path across this is... Yeah. It's going to be a process. Not going to be a fast one, but... How many times do I have to say that before somebody comes and, you know, just kicks my teeth in? I'd like to avoid that, so we're just going to keep on keeping on over here. Bring this all the way along the most circuitous, nonsensical route possible, because that's how we like it here. Is this... Oh, you know what? I've actually got an in without removing any more trees. If I can get all the way across here. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We will figure it out, folks. We will get there. Look at this. Look at this. We have found the secret sauce, folks. Except for that one right there. I lied. That's the path we're looking for. Let's bring this around town. Oh, yes. We are taking the longest route possible. Well, not literally, but you know how it goes. And then we just have to come down the stairs here. For the sake of actually being able to navigate around things here, I will put the stairs offset slightly. Then we'll have access to all of this land. And then bring this here. And yeah, it's... You know, it's going to take them a while to get over here. But having the access is never a bad thing. Although, this is... That's one heck of a way to get around, I'll tell you that. This is, I think, bramble-free over here. These are all dead. There's no brambles over here. I think we've eradicated the brambles on this little part of the map. This will go down pretty quick. We just have to make sure that we don't let it grow back. That's going to be the key. Yeah, look at them. They're all going to work. Making it happen. Did I mark that tree? Yes, I did. Okay. Oh, they're hungry and they're thirsty. That's my fault for not having reservoirs and all that stuff available to them. They'll survive. It'll be alright. Look at this. Nice and clean. Yeah, we're going to make it just fine. Leave those guys alone. Hey, we had... is that three? 3 metal blocks? We're making progress, folks. We got both of these running here. Default option is to make metal blocks. We regrettably are still really low on coal, but we're making about the best of it as far as we can. Okay, I should have guessed they weren't going to all be over here. That's fine. These guys actually have a much shorter path. I believe... Oh, they actually can't reach it, really? Oh, because they're not down on the right level. Okay. Stairs we go. Probably could have been a ladder, but I don't have any metal, so you know how it goes. Yeah, let's bring this across here. And cool. So, we will have to let this evaporate, well, before we can really do much of anything. We can build this. It's just going to be flooded. And for that reason, I'm not going to be in a hurry to start building because this is a very expensive building to build. We have to have 16 half-cut giant logs, which, you know, isn't really going to take that long of a time. But you see that 100 metal? We don't have that right now. We're going to need it later, but we don't have it. And that's okay. We also have to get power over here, which, you know, it's going to be a lot harder than getting beavers over here. I think our best option, honestly, is going to be to just put in a couple of smaller power wheels on these bad water sources and then have either... Do I have flywheel mod? I do have the flywheel mod. I just never researched it because I didn't have the science. Oh, yeah. It's all coming together. I think that's going to be our secret sauce because we have, again, we have the power, we have the ability. We can blast this out a little bit, and this is always going to be going unless it's a drought. And if it's a drought, we have flywheels, we have gravity batteries, we have anything else that we can figure out how to do some fun stuff with. And it's not that far. We just have to figure out the orientation that we want to work with. And I think that is going to be a smashing success. But of course, that's all going to come later on down the line, maybe in a couple episodes or so. So, look, we got a whole army over here. Putting in all this dirt. Yeah, see that? 3,000 dirt. Hey, we can make a whole 3 terrain blocks. That's what I'm talking about. How are we looking over here? Okay, so they haven't gotten rid of this. Oh, you know what? I didn't attach the path. That's on me. Sorry, bro. Alright, we'll leave that alone. Oh, there's another thing I needed to do. Somebody left a comment about the lotuses, asking what we're doing with all of them. Well, if we take a look at our different things that are being made, a lot of it's using lotuses in recipes, but there is always the possibility that we have a wood burner burning lotuses, but right now it looks like this is just making clay pots. Now, the charcoal recipe is very intriguing. Let's take a look in... Oh, if I can remember which... yeah. So 50 logs gives us 30 coal if we want to burn... I'm not doing this because it's a really bad move for our wood purposes. But, you know, if you're in a jam... probably might be worth looking into. All that being said, we're doing fine. We're okay. Yeah, I just need these guys to come in over here. That's going to take a little bit of time, but that's fine. Make it work. We'll do what we can do. Our metal supply is, well, it's not 0 anymore, which I guess is progress, but I know a lot of you are probably not going to be happy until we have everything exactly perfect. And that is fine. That is okay. I think long term I would like to fill this in, but it's just so far down range from where we are. I don't think we want to mess with it. I'm going to go ahead for the sake of the pumpkins. And in honor of Halloween, I suppose. A couple of you asked, how can you have a pumpkin crisis on Halloween, which is when the last episode came out. So we will think of the pumpkins today. And literally, because all of this is going to be pumpkins, we'll put this large farmhouse in here and move on with our lives. And there we go. It's getting taken care of as we speak. And now this can become a tall platform. Assuming the game lets me click, which sometimes it doesn't want to do, but that's fine. Alright, bring it on. Yes, I'm going to leave the ladder underneath that. Actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I gotta get this metal back. Come and get it. That's 6 whole metal blocks we can use for literally anything else. So they'll be able to grab that from underneath. That's fine. They'll come get it in due time. And then I'll put this large farmhouse back on top, and everything will be a-okay. Assuming they actually, you know, come and get it. So maybe that's a come back and check on this later thing. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. By the ranch, I mean over here. There. Oh, this has actually got all the dirt it needs. Interesting. This one's too far because we don't have the stairs in yet. That's fine. Yep, there we go. There we go. One more terrain block here. Again, we have almost 3,000, so that is fine. We can't go doing Skystorm levels of terrain modification in the Waterbeavers unless you want to be here for 500 episodes. If I live that long. So we'll not be doing that. But we can do a little bit as long as we're smart. So maybe we'll succeed anyway. Moving on. Okay, this is done. I do have 17 empty slots for the bots. Slots for bots. Sounds like a... I don't even know. Oh, man. I don't know why, but it just reminded me of that episode of The Office. Scott's Tots, like the ultimate cringeworthy episode where Michael ends up having to own up to not being able to give all of these kids free college tuition or whatever. That he'd be, oh, I'm going to be a big important businessman. You're like, okay, well, you're the regional manager of a paper company, and you're not a big shot. You can't pay for all these kids. Oh man, that I can't watch that episode again, man. Well, once was enough. Twice was too much. 3 was just like secondhand suffering. So, anyway. Moving on. The things that actually matter for the purpose of this playthrough. Let's check and see if we've picked up all of our stuff off the ground. It looks like we have. They've just got to build these tall platforms. They're not that far away. And there we go. So, large farmhouse there. We have the option again to do an upgrade to make it watertight, but I think for that to be a thing, it does have to be on the ground. So that will get these pumpkins pumpkining. Ooh, bad tide approaching. Well, that's exciting news. Now I'm really curious if they could get this filled in before then, if I prioritize all of the dirt. Did we remove all of this? Oh, are you serious? Like, one of the few things they haven't removed is the one that's in the way of the path. Dies in 327.5 days, hey? That thing's been drying out for a while, man. That has been drying out for probably most of this playthrough. Almost the entire thing, if I had to venture a guess. Cycle 77, see, average length of like 20-something days a cycle. Yeah, that's about right. I think the death time of this is like 1,200 days or something. 11 or 1,200. What a concept that is to have the wild brambles. Now I kind of want to leave one alone. Yeah, you know what? Oh, okay, it's gonna, because it already started, it's gonna finish the job. I was about to say, we should leave one of these here and see if it'll actually die by the time we're done with the playthrough. But, you know, you can't always get what you want. Hey, here we go. Who's taking care of this? No, I want to click on the beaver. Beaver! Beaver! The world will never know. It's not gonna let me click on and see who's doing that. Well, that's fine, I suppose. So, hey, we have lotus flowers again. So that's good, and nenuphars as well. Getting that taken care of. Looking pretty good. Other stuff that we probably should be taking care of eventually is having some more GMO labs, which I've got 3 over here. Yes, 3 over here. Making mushrooms, and berries, respectively. We can be making the bramble flowers in there, but I think we decided for the purposes of what we're doing right now, probably don't need to be that worried about it. I am very interested. I'm never going to be able to actually look at how many things are in stock here. I'm super interested to see how the food buffet is doing. I know there is one of these that indicates like a beaver has eaten there recently, and I want to say it's amazing food, probably. So, you know, about a third of the beavers, that's not too shabby. We can make that work. Almost all of them are eating the stew, which is great. But we really want to have more than 50 at any one point in time. Fried rice is looking good. Somehow, I still have 376 of the awful stew. That is a trading thing that you can do to get some stuff we were working with earlier. So I guess that's fine to still have their coconuts we have to import. That's the other thing. Like, we haven't really done that much with the balloons. We've done enough, but there's so many more opportunities to do things with the balloons we just have not gotten into. Like trading for stuff like shells to make shell necklaces, and you can make wooden toys, comic books. Well, neither of those require the balloons, but the shell necklaces for sure. Sky Fountain is one of these monuments that we haven't built yet. Observation deck, I'm surprised how many beavers are actually using this. I thought I would have to build a couple more of those. But Agora, in this version of the game, runs off of endothermic essence, which I thought was in pretty short supply, so I never bothered to build this. But, you know, we have 63 of it, and this only consumes 0.1 per hour, so if we can nail down a little bit more production on this, I think we're going to be okay. The endothermic essence, of course, goes into the production of some other items. I think including ice, but yeah, we're out of ice blocks. We were importing those with the help of the trade to the polar beavers, but right now we're getting frozen human meat. because the frozen human meat is required to get the glowing juice from the fireflies, which is, you know, it's fine. I just, Well, okay, you think about it. A firefly this just grotesquely large probably would eat humans. You know, you look out your front door and you see in the summertime, you see the fireflies, like, oh, what a delightful insect. If it's not an insect, please don't come for me in the comments. I promise you I'm not trying to deliberately miscategorize stuff. Last time I took a biology class, I think was in the 9th grade, which was 18 years ago. So forgive me for that. But regardless, carnivorous fireflies, absolutely horrifying. Consumption of frozen human meat, absolutely horrifying. The acquisition of frozen human meat from beavers as far away as having to travel to them by balloon, maybe equally horrifying. You know, just nightmare fuel all around. But that's the water beavers, and that's life, and that's fine. So, I think we're going to need to build more balloons, but I don't really have places to build the landing pads. We do have 2 of these balloons trading with the polar beavers, and we do actually have a pretty decent stock of frozen human meat. Because these guys, every hour and a half, assuming this is running at full tilt, which it almost never is, will consume 1 frozen human meat every hour and a half. I think I can justify turning this guy back over to ice. 1, because we have the awful stew already ready to go. We have plenty of methane. And we need to get more ice blocks so we can continue making... is that the... not the surgery kit, the frost bomb. Yeah, production of that stopped because we didn't have any ice blocks. Now, we also don't have any burned beavers, which is good. But we need to make sure we're continuing to acquire all those materials. Antibiotics actually seem to be doing pretty well. So we have 0.8 days until the bad tide. I wanted to see... Hey, this is actually done. But they can't reach this because, of course, they can't. Because somebody wasn't monitoring what was going on and was instead monologuing about beavers and fireflies and all that stuff. So now it's connected, and they have a very, 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 very long way to go to get over here. But once this is done, I can actually have a staircase on top of here and kind of in a really weird roundabout way connect everything up, which will be very, very much needed. Now, before things get too crazy and I forget, lag, let's go ahead and just set this so we can forget it. That one's done. Come over here to this side of the map. And let that down. And let that up. So we have bad tide proofed ourselves, assuming, of course, I clicked correctly, which it seems like I did. Good stuff. And since I see these giant blue and purple monstrosities, I have to take a look at our situation here at the minty bamboo shoots. We do have some. We're not out. But still, we only have 15. We just again, rookie numbers. Got to get those numbers up. And then go smash a fax machine in a field with a baseball bat. I don't even know. I'd have to go find a fax machine somewhere. But we have an opportunity to plant a little bit more of this. I don't know why there's this... Yeah, there's this path here. It doesn't really need to be a thing. I have plenty of space here. I just had, like, a visceral, like, panic reaction to seeing that bad tide started, but then I remembered... I remembered I already fixed it. It's like, you know, that like panic, like you're driving at night and you see something come out of the corner of your eye and you just slam on the brakes. Like, wait, there's nothing there. There's no bad tide here. I already solved the problem. Anyway, so while my sanity continues to devolve, I guess we can continue putting in this stuff. Oh, that was coming this way. Okay, I was thinking it was going the other way. I always get myself turned around. I can't really see because this thing is enormous, unbelievably tall bamboo. So I have to reorient my thinking here. This pumpkin is growing this way. So you know what that means is I can actually... Well, I can continue to distract myself from things that I'm actually supposed to be doing. I can blast these 2 pieces of land out, and I'm going to be able to put in another couple things of bamboo here. which is going to help us out. Probably only a marginal amount, but still well worth doing. I can do another one here. That was quick. I can do another one here. Squeeze one more in. And then think about how the rest of this is going to get brought over. Because right now, all this guy's doing is planting bamboo and then nothing else because I don't have any more room over here. While we're on the topic of things being planted by the tree nursery, we planted all those grapes a couple episodes ago, and now we're better than we were, but we still only have a couple dozen, I say, in stock. But yeah, it is it's a situation that we really need to keep improving. Oh, now it's down to 2. Really need to keep improving, but again, land is at a premium, metal's at a premium. We still only have 8 metal blocks, and we have so many things we need to keep making with those. So unfortunately, the elevation of the paths across the farmland is going to have to wait, but I haven't forgotten about it. I need you to understand it is physically impossible for us to do that right now. So as long as we're in that mutual understanding, we can keep on moving forward and talk about some of the rest of this stuff. I was hoping this dynamite would get in here a little bit quicker. I guess we're going to have to come back and check that out. Let's go over to Pumpkin Land, assuming I can remember. Yeah, look at this, look at this. We got all these pumpkins planted, and this is ready to go. So let's... oh, I guess I'm just going to have this one thing here. A single lonely pumpkin. Oh, you know what? I actually have space here to put in 1, 2, maybe a third. Is this going to count as irrigated land? Ah, it doesn't seem like it will. Well, in the event that it ever becomes irrigated, I guess I can just leave that there unplanted and that will be fine. Is there any space over here that this can reach? Hey, you know what? I might actually be able to put in another couple pumpkins. This is going this way, this way. This one here, probably the only one I can actually do. Yep, that got planted pretty much immediately. Cool, 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 cool. All right, moving on. I'm looking over here at my notes of things that are going to be actually somewhat possible for us to accomplish, and there's not really that much, but the episode is young, as they say. It's me, I'm they. That's definitely how that works. Now that we can actually get over here, we're making some pretty good progress. They just have to walk, all the way across creation to get here. But, again, as soon as this gets blocked off, the evaporation can begin, and the building process, more importantly, can start over here. We are slowly getting more and more metal blocks. I'm up to 14. Again, I need, probably at this point, for all the construction projects and different things we're trying to do, I probably need a couple hundred metal blocks, which is going to take some time. But I think we're doing reasonably well. They haven't... Oh, yeah. I forgot that I had to build ladders here, which, by the way, is another thing that requires metal. So we'll just go ahead, pop this in here, and there you go. That's going to get that production replaced. Not like we're really super hurting for either of the things that was being produced in those, but we are out of the brambles, and we're starting... I mean, we're not out of the metal fasteners, but it has dropped about 200 units since I took those things away. So, the important thing is that our beavers can dance and exercise and move their bodies. And we have 9 hauler bots actually working here, which is great. Every single one of these we build increases the efficiency of everything else we're doing here. We have 70... Wow, really? 70 vacancies. This hauling tower is completely empty. This one is actually completely full. All right. Well, that's interesting. So what's being stored here and why am I out of it? Okay, coal, yep, understand that. Sawdust. I don't understand being out of sawdust. Although I guess if we can't cut anything, then that would explain why there's no sawdust. But I don't think there's any reason for us to not be cutting anything. Unless we're... No, we're not full on plank storage. But both of these are making planks. I need to... You know what I need to do is I need to start making giant half-cut logs so we can have our second abyss thing. But that's going to be a whole thing. All right. Did we put in our dynamite yet? It looks like it. Looks like it. All right, come on. Give me a little bit more in the way of unbelievably tall bamboo. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. All right. So I have space all up this river to plant more bamboo. I don't want it to end up being a like super bad location for stuff, which yeah, good luck. This is already kind of a disaster, but it's fine. We're making little incremental improvements. It's not going to be bad forever. How long until we get pumpkins? Okay, 2/3. I mean, pumpkin-wise, we have 1,400. The pumpkin chip situation, actually, I want to take a look at that. So we have cooking tents. I've got 2 of those making pumpkin chips. We are waiting on... Oh, no, we actually have everything. It's probably just an issue of we have way too many beavers, and we are exhausting our supply of pumpkin chips. So that is no longer a concern. Wow, our awful stew went away real quick. Did that translate into ice, though, is the question, as I get completely lost. I see 0 ice blocks. But the awful stew has all been loaded into this polar beaver storage unit. Trading unit. Balloon unit. Bell unit. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. It's late. I am tired. But the beavers persist anyway. Is that a berry bush I see? I don't need that. Let's get rid of that. We need to do something with this land over here too. It's irrigated. I think it's in range of... Oh, yeah. I could plant more pumpkins if I really, really felt like it, but we already have completely full pumpkin storage. I believe that is okay. Oh, the tree nursery's got some space over here. Now, here's an idea. If I get rid of these berry bushes, can I plant one of these guys right here, centrally located, providing no benefit whatsoever except a pleasant place to sit down on a bench? I think that's worth doing. Now, somebody did leave a comment about building another one of these trees somewhere. I don't remember exactly where it was on the map that they said might be a good place, but I'm going to make the executive decision to say that it's going to be right here, because I get to do that. So let's get this situated here, and we'll build that guy and see. I mean, you can harvest water from them after a certain point, but like let's be honest here. I got 17,000 water. I don't think it's ever going to be a problem ever again, which feels nice to say. Yeah, come get these things out of here. And I think it's it goes up and to the right. 5 by 5. Oh, this is 4. That's not a 5 by 5 space. Am I going to be able to even put this in? Because this is not going to be... Ooh, yeah. All right, well, I guess that was an anticlimactic event there. That's going to have to go somewhere else. Sorry about that. I thought that would actually work. I guess it's not to be, but hey, guess what? We're down to 40-something logs. I guess they're doing something with their logs. Okay, still have enough dirt. We have more than enough dirt to fill this in. Can have 2 more on top of that. Fortunately, we do have 3,000 dirt. I probably should, if I were actually being serious about this, I would have put a... Well, I shouldn't say that, because I am serious about this. I'm just forgetful. I would have put it in a storage here. That is, that's unfortunate. Should have thought ahead a little bit more. But now the elevator to the abyss, as a reminder, the power for that goes into the back of the Abyss Tourism Center, I believe. But when you first build it, before that gets constructed, it does have the little plug right there. So, I think the best way to do this where it's not going to be super obtrusive would be to come in this way. Yeah, but we don't have all the materials to do this quite yet. Well, regardless, I will go ahead and get this popped in here so we can start the process. This obviously needs to get built before we connect power, or else it's going to cause all sorts of problems. Is that going to... There we go. Cool, so that's placed. It is cycle 78, which means the bad tide is over. Lag, which means just a little bit of time flowing out here. Looks like this is already good to go. And let that water back in that way. And then we'll come back over here and check our outflow situation. It's just so much better. It's so much better with this thing right here. It just forces all of it to get nice and clean. Just the way we like it. Yeah, just a little bit more and we'll turn this back on. Again, we have so much water, it's not even a problem. This isn't even dried out yet, which is not how that usually goes, but it wasn't too long of a bad tide. Alright, I think that's going to be good enough. Open this thing up. Close that thing up. And there we go. We don't have to worry about that for quite some time. We've already put in an additional lag. Additional 2 or 3. Come on, lag. Please rotate the camera. There we go. A couple more of these guys. That's looking fine. Up to 78 vacancies, really. Well, the hauler beavers will help that not be as big of a problem. This is... Actually, I'm just going to pause it. No reason for it to be here. We were going to remove it anyway, but I don't want to take it out until I'm absolutely sure that I'm going to be able to take it out. They can't reach this yet, which is good because it would use so many of our resources that we really don't have extra of. But the important thing is to have it accessible so that it's going to actually be possible. But it's flooded. We got to wait for it to go out. So I think we can just leave this alone for right now, for the time being, and just come back to this in an episode or two when we actually have the ability to take care of it. Another thing, I probably should have checked the power plant, but this is not having enough nuclear waste to do anything. Is this waiting on something, or is it just waiting on beavers? I think it's just waiting on beavers. Alright, let's check our nuclear power plant out, see what's going on. Good, full of nuclear fuel. Good, we still have some here. Robot parts seem to be the limiting factor, is the robot parts, so... construction of those, again, it's metal blocks. 2 metal blocks per robot part. 1 robot is 10 robot parts, so 20 metal blocks per robot. Yeah. Do I need to say it? Do I really need to say it? I don't think the answer to that question is yes. So we're going to move on. This is making the scrap metal, which we still have a pretty good quantity of. That's looking fine. Silicon metal ingots, I know, are kind of at a premium, and they're expensive to make, too. Coal, methane quartz, 200 coal to make a set of 3 ingots. That's probably where a lot of our coal's going. And yes, we do need to have some more of these mines put in. Building them is very involved, and I am perpetually afraid of doing something wrong. Which, what's that quote? I can't remember what it is, but scared money don't make money, etc. Whatever. Whoever said that first, I don't actually know. We'll have to do that at some point. Man, see... The processors are going to start being a problem too, and we have to have those to make the bots, and these, of course, are waiting on... Well, the gold dust we've accrued quite a bit of that, but the, like I was saying, the silicon metal ingots, we might not ever be able to make those fast enough. But it's fine. What else are you going to do? Quite literally nothing. The ice situation, however, continues to perplex me because... Oh, no, never mind. It's 3 days to get 10 blocks of ice. That's probably exactly what's happening here. We have the methane. The awful stew is going to run out at some point. No, I can keep making it. But at this point, I don't have the ingredients. Yeah, we're going to have bramble flowers, which have kind of fallen off ever since I haven't rebuilt. Oh, never mind. It's up and running again. Metal fasteners, bramble flowers. Oh, and now I don't have the sawdust. So here's where water beavers gets really hard. Like it isn't really hard already. After a certain point, it becomes functionally impossible to trace your materials, just because you have so much stuff going on. We have 800 beavers. How many buildings do I have? Say workplaces. It's not going to give me an aggregate number, but like look at this. There's so much going on. There's so much going on. So, you know, I can't tell you where all of the sawdust is going. It's not being burned. We've confirmed that. But I think it's just there's so much of it that's being produced and consumed all at the same time. We just don't have enough. Don't have enough. Probably, I mean, I'm not going to say won't ever have enough, but it's definitely become an issue. Have we gotten any closer to having this completely walled off yet? I guess I could. Okay, cool. We have this one here. This one's basically done. Just has to be finished by somebody who is a builder. And now it's done. And now we have 1,000 dirt and 16 logs that stand between us and having this completely isolated. So, that's pretty good. If I would have had my rathers, this would have happened during a drought, so this could have naturally drained a little bit more. But that's not where we are. We just have a little bit left to go here. So I'm not going to sit here and wait for them to get that finished up. But oh, here comes the army right here. Well, I guess we can. We can see how fast they bring this in. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Each one of these is carrying like 8 dirt or something. Yeah, they're going to get this done in no time. But once again, we find ourselves just trying to figure out what we can even improve without stuff just being complete nonsense. But hey, we have 54 of these bots. We started the episode with 40 or 41, so that's good. We've got still 6 slots available. This kind of hovers around inconsistently, but 12 incapacitated beavers is definitely doing most of the harm here. Probably should start consolidating workplaces whenever we can, but I mean, it's not really going to be that easy all the time. Hey, we got pumpkins. Okay, they can do something. I really, really want to flatten the rest of this out, but this is just such a slog, right? We've got just incalculable quantities of metal and trees and, well, not treason, that's when you betray the government. I wonder if beavers have a concept of organization to the point where treason would be possible as a beaver. Oh my god, I just now noticed the pun tree, T-R-E-E, son. Like, how would that work? How would that work? How? Okay, question for chat. You're not a live stream. Question for the comment section. What would you define beaver treason as being? I'm very curious to know your responses, because I've got a couple ideas, but I want to hear what you have to say, and I'll pick the best one. Hopefully I can remember to pick the best one and I'll put it on screen or read it or something during the next video. Because I'm just so curious to know what beaver treason would be like. Anyway, moving on. Hopefully at some point. We have a lot of paths that still need to get cleaned up, and part of that was going to be with the ladders moving the paths over the farmland. But I'm honestly kind of struggling to find a lot of places that we can really make huge improvements to the path structure. I guess there's some, like, say, like right here, because this used to be 2 separate districts. I don't know why I thought that was going to be a good idea. But just little stuff. Little stuff. Like right here. Just get rid of that. Has that really made that big of a difference? Probably not, but, you know, it's something. There's not really that much extra over here. I don't really build too many paths. I just build circuitous, unnecessarily complex layouts for industrial stuff. I mean, kind of required. Like, this is just because I didn't want to wait for them to cut the trees down. This could massively be simplified if I just set a couple lumberjacks loose on this thing. But you know how it goes. Get pretty close there. See, there's so many little things. It's kind of like being paralyzed by choice, right? You have all these options, so you feel like you can't do anything because no matter what you pick, it's not going to be the most important thing. Well, that's just the way it goes. Everything on the to-do list we've at least addressed. With the exception of... I mean, I guess we could build some more well-being stuff. I'm so afraid of wasting... Like, the gold, for example. All these monuments... Pretty much... Okay, well, the pregnant one doesn't. I guess we could build that. I don't have the clay. Pointer statue takes 30 gold dust. Well, okay, I don't have to turn it into a bar or anything. But it's only within 3 tiles, so that's going to be one of those we're going to have to... Oh, 50 metal blocks? Forget it. Okay, so... First of all, why is this a statue? But this is going to give us a pretty decent range here. Oh, is that... Oh, that is... Alright. 3 tiles. 3 tiles. So this would actually get that one. I'm really gonna have to build 2 of these. Seriously? Well, it is what it is. I guess we'll just put platform here, strange statue right on top, and right on top. So now we got the handstand beaver, we got a shrub, and we got a pregnant beaver, and we got a roofing tile. Good stuff. I guess, sure. What else can I build over? We already talked about... Get out of here, tree thing. We already talked about the pointer statue taking 50 metal blocks, and that's why that's not going to happen for a while. Yeah, I don't have a gold bar. I'd have to have one of the factories do that. We could conceivably make a lumberjack statue. That's within 7 tiles, so we could just build one of those. Metalworker statue's also 7 tiles. That requires a big log. I got big logs. The statue of dunking. That's going to be a fun one. But it's 3 of those gold bars, and that's going to take a long time. Other stuff to consider, like I said, the Agora requires endothermic essence, which I guess we no longer have, because it's all disappeared. So I guess we won't be building that. The Sky Fountain has a dedicated well-being category. Why haven't I already built this? This is so simple. It's so simple. Alright. Sky Fountain. Where am I going to put the Sky Fountain? Pause the game so I can actually do something. Mute the microphone to sneeze so don't blow your eardrums out. And then I am struck by the dimensions being 5 by 5, and I'm pretty sure this has even told us on the Mega Platform. Yep. So, yo, you know what? I've got one right here. Right here. If I'm going to decide that this is going to be the maximum height, which, you know, it probably isn't ever going to be the maximum height. That works. At the very, 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 very top of the Sky Fountain. That's kind of a neat thing. Get that built there. Too far from the beavers, so up we go with the lag-inducing ladders. Connect right there. I think that should... Yeah. That's going to work. So we're going to have at least one of those Sky Fountains there. Hey, maybe that would make a good thumbnail for the video. It's always an idea. We can make that be a thing. I don't know how much of a benefit that's going to give to our well-being, but I imagine should be at least 2. We also have the carousel, which in the Waterbeavers looks like this. Modification of the Folktales carousel, of course. This, the Whirligig of Terror, or whatever your favorite pet name is for the Hurlomatic 5000, being based on the original carousel design. Plays the music and everything. Alright, what else? I mean, if I had the endothermic essence, the Agora would be a slam dunk, but I don't. So that is unfortunately going to not get built until I can stably produce endothermic essence. But now I'm just so curious. to see how much of a benefit the Sky Fountain gives. This is a really smart thing to put in the same dimensions for the mega platforms. Now, I mean, I can keep building mega platforms, maybe, depending on how much metal that takes. 40? Yeah, okay, that's not happening anytime soon. But we could have a whole bunch of Sky Fountains, and I know this isn't, like, super close to where most of the beavers live, but we have an opportunity here to connect to the top of this bad boy with the help of a suspension bridge. If I can rotate. Yeah, I'm going to put it on top of the ladder, actually. But that's going to allow us to have easy connectivity between this top of this stack to the Sky Fountain, and then by proxy... Wait, did I not... I seriously didn't... Wow, this has been here for episodes. Alright, well, that's a little embarrassing to have forgotten, but... Alright, pause the game again so I can actually see. You guys know how this works. There's no secrets here. Just me failing to make sense. Oh, come on. Get out of here. Right. This wooden staircase goes away. And then it becomes land. And now we have access to the other side. Oh, lag. Access to the other side of this thing, and then eventually, maybe, before the heat death of the universe, we'll have the Sky Fountain finished. It looks like they just needed the ability to bring the logs up. And that should be done in pretty short order, just as soon as they get that installed. And then we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. Come on. 5 more. 4. Why is it so slow now that I'm actually counting? It's fine. Cool. So this will hold, looks like 10 more than, yeah, 10 beavers. Needs to have water supplied. It's already supplied. And now it's a fountain. And it's got water, and it's up in the sky. Hey, look at him go. Look at him go. That looks so relaxing, just chilling. So, Sky Fountain, okay, it's a 10 out of 809 beavers. It's not going to give me a good read on how much actual benefit it's going to give. So I guess we'll have to come check on that later, see what that adds up to. Did we fully block this off? We did. Cool, so this is going to evaporate. Obviously, the water beavers do not have the same pumping mechanisms as everybody else. So, your bad water pumping in the water beavers has to come out of one of these guys, and you know, it's going to evaporate eventually. We're just going to have to wait. It's not going to be measurably faster enough for it to be worth doing. So, we're good. We're just not that good. We'll leave it alone and then come back at some point later. So, other stuff that we can measurably impact in a positive way before the end of this episode. Metal has really improved, but now logs are down, which means we need to have additional clockwork farms making the Everblossom trees. But the reason I haven't been trying to push to make those is because they use the robot parts, which we're also using to make bots. So, I mean, unless we can make more robot parts, we're probably not going to be able to justify doing that. Which, I mean, I could make another one of these buildings pretty easy, but the problem is going to be getting the materials, specifically metal, which, you know, we have some now, but the production still is not enough to keep up with the demand. I think the easier thing to do is going to be to pause bot production when we get to 60 bots. Because, again, they basically live forever. And use some of those robot parts to build additional clockwork farms and try to keep that the way it's supposed to be. Food is also something we really have an opportunity to improve on, but all things considered, I think we're doing pretty okay. We probably need to be farming some more of these lotuses, but we're just chewing through them so quick. See, I thought this was going to be overkill, and I know we have our clockwork farms as well. This is so much lag. I've got a bunch of these things just doing nenifars. I know you can also, if I can find the right one to click on, sheesh. At some point, here we are. Clockwork hydroponic lotus farms. You can do the whole thing, or you can just do the nenifars. We need them both, but I don't want to, you know, I don't want to have all this labor picking those apart, even though that's something you can do in the outdoor workspace. I'm pretty sure you can do it in the outdoor workspace. No, actually. I stand thoroughly corrected. Well, one of these buildings does it, and I no longer care to figure out what that is. But we got to be able to produce more stuff. And we're using so many lotus flowers and so many nennephars in different food recipes that is especially true now. So I mean, I hate to just keep making endless clockwork farms, but we might actually have to do that. Power-wise, I mean, we can power pretty much anything at this point. The question is just going to become, is it going to be feasible for us to continue constructing things that require power? Because, like, there's a bunch of space on the map, but a lot of it's unusable. Not without a ton of work, at least. And, again, building additional platforms here is going to be a very, very long process. Just because the materials required are immense. 40 metal each, which we have enough to build 2 more now, but I honestly don't think we can really afford it. So with that in mind, I want to start supplying this so bad, but I know it's just going to suck up all of the metal immediately. It only needs 100, but we only have 100. The bigger problem now is logs, especially because we keep using so many. So I have to make more. I have to make more of these Everblossom farms. I've just got to do it. But we're not in a position to really build anything else. Are they all prioritized by haulers? I think they should be. Yeah, I mean, it's just what it is. Let's check and see what our... Okay, so 84 gets us plus 0.2. This is going to be a 1 or a 2 bonus, so I guess maybe not that big of a deal, but it's an item in the game that we hadn't built yet, so that's okay. Rooftop terrace is also massively underperforming, but also where am I going to put those? That's just how that goes. I keep coming back to the balloons, trying to trade for more stuff, but we have to be able to produce stuff to trade for it. You know, it's not just, oh, send it out and you get something for free. No, you gotta... Matter can neither be created nor destroyed. Equivalent exchange, whatever the principle you want to call it is. Like, we just aren't making enough stuff, with the exception of, I don't know, pine resin and methane. Well, everything takes methane to make foreign food. The beavers get a buff for that, but do we really want to spend that much in resources just to get cheeseburgers? I don't think so. The real meat that we need to be sinking our teeth into is the unique items. Like, of course, this is going to be laggy. See, all this stuff we can get somewhere else. Other white paws, duplicate recipes. Yeah, these shells, sending the chestnut, which, speaking of chestnut beer, where's all my chestnut beer? We had that dedicated area built last time, and they haven't really done too much with it. I guess they're drinking all of it. But shells would be good, so we can make the shell necklaces, and I'm pretty sure a beaver keeps that forever, my understanding. That and coconuts. That and coconuts. We have not, I don't think we've started importing coconuts, and if we have, then they just keep disappearing. But, sheesh, there's just so much to keep up with. We can send dynamite to the jungle beavers and they give us nennephars. What are they, catfishing or something? I guess for legal purposes, I have to tell you, please do not fish with dynamite. I know what happens, and the videos are incredible. Please don't fish with dynamite. Or do. I'm not your dad, but yeah, I think we're going to have to try and get the easiest one. Bananas were already growing, but coconuts and seashells. All right, so let's take... I'm trying to manage so much stuff here. Balloon landing pads. Let's just go around to all these, see who's on top. This one is... Pause the game. So much easier. Polar beavers. Wait, that's polar beavers too? Oh, okay, I clicked on the wrong one. Polar beavers. Jungle beavers. See, this is the one... Okay, that's insect larvae. Which we... Oh, we have 157 of those, but... before I change that, let's check and remember what these are doing here. Folktails, okay, that's foreign food, that's fine. We have a couple up here. This is the island beavers. Oh, we are getting coconuts. Ah, we're sending them wine. We're not producing enough wine. That's why. Jungle beavers, pineapples. Okay, so you know we're doing okay. But in the interest of, you know, having wine, I'm going to switch recipes to the seashells. And I know, like, I know we don't have enough chestnut beer to really justify doing this, but if the seashells can be made into, like, a one-time object for the beavers that's going to give them a boost, I think that's going to be well worth it. So this right here is going to need a storage. I'm pretty sure the seashells would just go in a warehouse, right? So that I will put here. Seashells. There we go. And that's going to have to... Wait, why is this? We have the ability here, unless I've outsmarted myself. Yeah, the Handicrafter's Lodge is a levy. Of course it is. So never mind. I thought that was going to be a thing. This is storage for coconuts. It doesn't have to be storage for coconuts. It can instead be storage for a Handicrafter's Lodge that I can use to make seashell necklaces with. A nice, fun family activity. Shell necklaces, not seashell necklaces. And there will be no selling of them at the seashore either, because there's no seashore in this map. But we'll let that become a thing. Again, the chestnut beer is it's gonna be a slow process. 30 chestnut flour and 60 water, which we have no problem acquiring. Gives us 60 chestnut beer. Oh wait, you know what? We have 1,000 chestnut flour. I'm just gonna make a bunch of these fermentation houses. That's why we don't have any. Yeah. Give me 2 more. Give me. Oh, this lag. Give me 3 more. Can I justify 4 more? Well, I think you know what the answer is. Probably no, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just why not? Yeah, get these beavers making some chestnut beer so we can drink it and we can share it in exchange for shells. So we can make necklaces. So we can finally have some sort of possessions thing tick up. Comic books as well. Wait, you know what? I've had these things paused this entire time. I could have been making comic books. We have so much paper. We have pencil sets. This is so stupid. Why have I not been making comic books this whole time? Oh, man. That was a massive own goal on my part. Well, we're fixing it. We're working on it. ENS. Waiting on silicon metal ingots. Big surprise. Not really. Silicon metal ingots. Waiting on coal. Not a surprise at all. Oh man, I hate making these medium mines because I don't know why. I just have like no confidence in my ability to actually do this correctly, even though I've done it a billion times. It's fine. Let's get rid of these trees here. I'm gonna have to just build one. I'm gonna have to do it. This guy right here. So I think I've got to hide this so I can actually see what I'm doing. So this almost... Well, I guess right here would fit fine. If that's the case. Okay, this is gonna have to be good enough to work. So the inclusion of the fence and it not taking up the whole block really messes up my depth perception when trying to build this, because I'm always going to think that I can get away with doing something I can't actually do. Okay, so right here, all of these have to go away. Appreciate your patience bearing with me in all of my flaws and shortcomings here. I'm going to go ahead, bring this up. Thank you for lagging once again, game. Appreciate it very much. I'll just pause the game. I know I keep saying that all the time, but that's the only way to make this happen. This I was going to put right here, which means I can go up 1 more and then to the right 2 with the path. I am 90% sure that's where that's going to go. And yeah. All right, cool. So I can start placing the dynamite. I think it has to go 4 down. Yeah, so click on the wrong thing. I actually have the quadruple dynamite now, so it's no longer a huge problem. basically, this is going to go, I'm pretty sure, right there. Yep, just like that. Just like that, hopefully. Hopefully this wants to play nice. Very hard to see with this in the middle of the screen, but I understand there's nothing that can be done about that. Yeah. Depth perception betrays me once again. Maybe I should have been a pirate. Well, I still have both my eyes, so maybe not that good of a pirate, but... You know, like a bad pirate. What am I even talking about? I cannot get a good top down on this. Alright. Oh, cool. That works. I just have to let them get these trees out of the way and plant these quadruple dynamites, and we can move on. Look at all the nitroglycerin. Oh my... I got 241 nitroglycerin. That's a lot of nitroglycerin. I don't think we need to be, I think we need to be having that much nitroglycerin. Let's take a look at our... Oh, Alchemist makes that. I have 2 making nitroglycerin. I can make ice blocks, but that requires the endothermic essence. I don't think I want to do that. But I do think... coffee. I don't have coffee beans. Well, I'm gonna take this one off of nitroglycerin because we're gonna need it eventually. But you know, we don't have to have it going all the time. Oh, O'Reilly Auto Parts, not a sponsor. I need to take this offline. Yes, because now I can use my robot parts to make other stuff. And I can take this off of processors, more importantly. Well, it's not like we really need to be making that much else, but Clock Robotic Controllers only have 3. That's probably still fine, but I'm going to keep on making a couple more of these. Cool. Oh, hey, 120-something deluxe stew. That's nice to see. I can keep on putting additional... mega platforms. If I feel like I have enough metal, I mean these take resources too, but they don't take metal. I think, yeah, all right. Error message, my favorite. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 of these in. Pretty sure they're gonna be able to build it. We'll go ahead and earmark these as... Oh, man. Do I want to make them Everblossom farms? I feel like I should probably keep those all in the same stack. Which I do not have... Wow, they got rid of that metal quick. I do not have any more over here. I feel like the lotuses probably need some more friends here. Rice, we're never going to run out of rice at this point. Oh, come on. Clicking is so hard. See, if I build 2 of these, is that going to be too many? I think, honestly, they might be holding back recipes. And, you know, we can always do something else with those. So I guess that's going to go there. That's going to go there, which means, again, sorry I have to pause to do this, but hopefully you can understand the immense strain this is putting my computer under. I know the answer to that question is build a new computer. No, I promise you it would be just this bad. This is just an incredibly, incredibly difficult thing to run because Timberborn was never designed to be exploited to such a heinous degree. Now, that being said, it's totally fine. This doesn't need to be here. Alright, so that's going to be a fun project for them to sink their teeth into. Come on over here. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Look at all this mess. Come one, come all to the removal of trees party here. Make it happen so I can put this dynamite in. And we'll move on with our lives and put another one of these medium mines and get more coal and probably still not solve all of our problems, but it's fine. You know what's going to be really funny, and by funny I mean stupid, is when this isn't working because it's full of dirt. I guess technically not, but we do have the opportunity to continue filling in space here, especially because this is going to be just completely done. I'm going to decide that this has to be terrain blocked. It's going to be a good way to dump all of our dirt. I'll keep him busy for a while. Quite literally, all of our dirt could fit through here. It really is... I'm spam clicking. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but yeah, it's a large quantity of dirt that is going to be required to do this. And oh wait, we have comic books, and 17 of them have their own comic books. I wonder what's in those comic books. What would beaver comic books be like? Superhero stories? Well, that's probably... Well, comic books. Most of them are superhero stories. You get into the Japanese stuff, there's all sorts of different things you can look at. Don't take that the way I know you're going to take it. Those of you in the corner of shame. But, I think... Oh, wow, they already built these? Nice. They might actually have this, might have this in a pretty good spot. I'm going to leave these on regular lotuses just so they can be separated. Is that something that this multi-purpose outdoor workspace can do? No. What building was it that actually separated those? That wasn't the multi-purpose outdoor workspace. I mean, obviously, besides the, what is this building even called? Is that the Handicrafter's Lodge again? It probably is. Yes. Well, we don't need to have so much dynamite. I'm gonna turn, maybe not both of them. No, both of them. Let's just check and make sure that I don't have, no, there's not going to be anybody making dynamite. Most of them are, in fact, doing the plucked lotuses. This one, of course, trying to make shell necklaces, which is going to take a super long time. But I guess I can leave this one on dynamite. That's probably okay. I just need to be able to separate these things once they're actually up and running. Alright, so that's a thing. Metal-wise... Oh, the metal all disappeared. So I guess that was not meant to be a thing. They still haven't gotten this... Come on, man. I thought I prioritized... I did. So the builders are very clearly occupied doing something else. Which I suppose is to be expected. Yeah, I can't sit here and just watch this the whole time. How are we doing drying out over here? Okay, this is going to take a long time. I think we can safely ignore that for like 2 episodes. How are we doing on... How are we doing on shells? I would imagine... Okay, we're 5% of the way to get our next batch, but we do have 36. Okay. Yeah, we're making shell necklaces. They actually have started. Okay. Does anyone have one? No. Okay, well that's gonna be a whole mess for quite some time. Robot parts, I got 14. Do these have... That has 10 out of 10. This says 0 out of 10, but it's gonna have 10 out of 10. Alright, so that was a worthy addition. Put those 2 hydroponic lotus farms up there. I mean, we're constantly running out of the stuff, but we're not burning it. We're using it in recipes, so going to be well worth it. Although, in terms of logs, we definitely do need another one to do the clockwork evergreens, everblossoms. What's under here? Cabbage farm. Okay, well, our cabbage situation is completely under control, so I think that's going to be fine to just stack on top of that. Because I don't have a platform here. Like it really matters anyway, right? Everblossom. Get this flipped around. Yep, there we go. You know the drill. Pause the game so I can actually move the camera and move the items where they have to go. That goes there, that goes there. Universal power shaft goes. Click in the right spot, please. Thank you. Here, here, here. And you know what? Because we can, let's put in... Is this the correct... Come on. Attach. Alright. we can have a passage between towers. I probably should have been doing this whole time, but this is the only tower that's actually going to let us do this, the only pair, because of... Never mind. I was wrong. I forgot that these were exactly identical. These two towers are going to be able to do that. So let's salvage my pride, as misguided as that concept is, and just attach these two right here so we can have some Skybridge action going on. It is interesting to me how these are two separate height buildings, despite being built at the same height, and both fitting under the same mega platform. Just food for thought. Alright, so, friends, I believe we may have reached the end of this episode, what is reasonably possible for us to accomplish. So, while they finish, or work on, rather, building this stuff, I guess we can go ahead and get you guys out of here. End of episode spiel, so on and so forth. I appreciate you, genuinely, very much, for watching these videos and giving good feedback, ideas, tolerating the nonsense, and just generally being some pretty cool people to spend time with. Beard boosters as well, with your contributions, directly keeping the channel free of nonsense, well, of the sponsorship variety, and making it possible to continue doing these videos every single day, and dedicate as much time as I can reasonably dedicate to doing this. It's just so much fun, and it really and truly does mean a whole lot to me that I can do it purely based off of what the videos bring in and whatever people are contributing with those programs. So I don't have to say, yes, I want to advertise your complete garbage slop products. I don't know. I'm sure there's good products out there, but hey, you get advertised enough, right? That's just how life works in 2024. Or whatever year you're watching this. I like games. You like games. We want to play games. We want to watch games. We don't want to see the same 10,000 advertisements. So you folks make it possible. Really appreciate it. I cannot say thank you enough. We have more coming in this series, of course. Next week, we've got Roller Coaster Tycoon back after a brief absence in tomorrow's video. And, of course, the Update 6 playthrough, which is a rip-roaring good time while I'm trying to figure out aqueducts and all that other fun stuff. But again, thanks for being here. Really appreciate you. Whatever you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.